Hey guys, this is Gaijin Hunter, and in this video I want to show you how to unlock the R series armor. This is the endgame fun for those of us who like to do mixed sets. So in case you guys don't know, full sets in Monster Hunter Generations are really good, especially the Deviants. But for people like us who really like to do mixed sets, there are the R series armor, which is a brand new series of armor that they've introduced in this game, but you have to unlock it first. Step 1 is to clear your HR3 Urgent into high rank, which is the two-headed carcass against Narkarkos. Very fun hunt. Once you go ahead and clear that, it will unlock Lil Miss Forge from Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate in the city of Kokoto. So head over to that town and you should be able to talk to her to initiate her quest line. Now she's not in my town currently because I've already completed it, but she'll be standing over here with the man right in front of this little barn here. Once you talk to her, she'll give you her first request, which is to talk to the village chief of Hearth, which if you remember is kind of like her pops. Unfortunately, in order to continue this quest line, you have to be HR6. Once you hit HR6, you're going to notice some Hyper Monsters. If you go in the back, there's going to be a series of 5 quests. The first one is Miasma Attack against a Hyper Gypceros. Stop the Wacha, which is against a Hyper Quetzalwacha. We Are Not Amused against a Hyper Raytheon. Zamtrios fight against a Hyper Zamtrios, and finally the Frog of War, nice naming, against a Hyper Tetsucabra. You only need to clear any 2 of these that you like. Once you clear the 2 that you like, go back and talk to the Lil Miss Forge and she'll give you another quest, which is down here in HR6 called The Coal Still Burns. This is an easy but pain in the butt quest. You have to deliver 30 pieces of coal in the volcano, and no, this is different from the charm method quest. Unfortunately, you can't use this as a substitute. Once you go ahead and clear that real pain in the butt one, go over to Yukumo Village and you'll find the village chief of Hearth in there. Talk to him and he'll unlock this final quest called the Triple Toady Terror. It's against 3 different Hyper Tetsucabras. It's a real pain because anybody who's trying to unlock this quest, they have to be the one who posts it in order for it to unlock in their game. So it works just like an urgent quest. Once you go ahead and complete that though, you will now have unlocked the R series armor in the game. So you're probably asking yourself, what the heck is R series armor anyways? Well, let's go over to the smithy and check it out. R series armor has a different visual design than the regular high rank gear. It has the same elemental weaknesses and actually slightly lower defense, and it's harder to make because it requires the hyper parts from the sort of applicable monsters. But let's look at what they do. We have the regular Incantor, Hearing 3, Blunt 3, Fencing 2. It's a great set. But let's look at what Incantor R does, which is a very special set in this game. We have Blunt 5, Hearing 1, Fencing 1, and a slot. So you can see already here it's very different. Now if you're like me and you like bludgeoning, you're definitely going to remember to make the Incantor arms and the legs, because the legs here, if we check out the regular ones, is Hearing 3, Fencing 2, Blunt 2, but the R series is Blunt 5 with 2 slots. So with only 2 pieces of armor, you already have bludgeoning and 3 slots, so you can see how this is really big. Again, R series are not meant to be done as a full set. If you look at the full set compared to the high rank, they aren't as good, but it's where they put the points that really matter when you try to do mixed sets. Late game, if you want to do sharpness plus 2 sets, which open up a whole new wide range of possibilities, you're going to want to go in after Shagaru R and Kushada R. Right here we have the Shagaru arms, is handicraft 5 in just 1 piece. And you'll see that's with a lot of their different armors. The Kushada R also focuses on handicraft as well. So mixing those 2 together, you can come up with some really interesting combinations. There are a bunch of other R sets that I can talk about, but I guess I'll also show off the Incantor R head because it's also very good. If you look here, Incantor R gives you Fencing 8. That's crazy. So this is going to help you get Mind's Eye really fast. It even has a slot, so really great to mix both the head, the arm, and the legs if you want to do something really interesting with that set. It is worth knowing that you can go all the way back to Rare 4, and there are items with R rank armor. It's kind of funny because you have to be HR6 in order to unlock the ability to make these, but you have all sorts of interesting stuff, like the Alloy Helm R gives you Expert 6. There's all sorts of weird random parts, so I imagine once Athena's armor simulator, I think it's called in the West, catches up, I think you'll be able to do a lot of interesting combinations. Often it only takes 1 or 2 very selected pieces of R series armor to complete that dream set. This is kind of my staple set for Monster Hunter Cross, which I plan to make in this game if I ever decide not to play as a Prowler, which I call my Triple Los set. It requires a sharpness plus 4 3-slot charm, so it's not that easy to make, but once you have that, it's just a combination of the Rathalos high rank, the EX Rathalos high rank, and I believe you can get that from doing the village quest line through those two brothers in Kokoto. I could be wrong. The Rathalos R arm, and then the rest being Rathalos high rank S, and it gives you the skills of attack up large, razor sharp, and weakness exploit without the need for any slots on your weapon. So I personally like to use this with the Hellblade Glavenus Lance. You may have seen this in my featured video called Absolute Evade Lancing for Lance. This is the set that I was using to showcase that off. And like many people, I really enjoyed mixing the Acantor R head, arms, and legs. When you do that, one of my other favorite sets, which I use with the Spike Javelin Lance, I only use like an attack up 10 charm with no slots. You can do much better. But by mixing this with the EX Rathalos S and the Rathalos S for the waist, I was able to get attack up medium, bludgeoning, mind's eye, and weakness exploit. And this is all without any slots required for the weapon. So very cool set. I enjoyed it a lot, and I think it looks pretty good, all things considering. Not every mixed set turns out beautiful, if you know what I mean. Well, I hope this helps out some people to let you know that there is a such thing as the R series armor, which is new to this game, and also to tell you how to unlock it. There's a lot of different mixed sets. A lot of them are going to be very conditional on the charms that you have, the weapons that you have, and the ones that you want to use it with. But go unlock the R series armor and go have a blast. Until next time, happy hunting.